Would you look at that? Just look at it. It's a Mazda, but not any Mazda. It might be the CX90 because it's pretty much the same size, but it's actually the CX70. And the difference between the 90 and 70 is really this one does not have a third row. This one is marketed towards active older people. Let's just say that. I don't want to say boomers or elderly, but if you have adult children or your kids have long legs, they're going to like this one as well as the 90. But this one, if you don't need the third row, why get it? Look at this. That is incredible. You can actually fold down those rear seats and have a whole flat cargo area, and you don't even need to move the front seats forward. That's how big this car is. And notice the door, how it opens practically 90 degrees, which makes ingress and egress so much easier. So maybe you're in your 40s or 50s and your parents, you need to drive your parents around for some reason. They can still get in and out of the back seat here. I don't know, you got some uses here. And I think, with Mazda being from Japan, this is what I would consider the Japanese Audi. All Mazdas are Japanese Audis. And maybe you're just more of like, you have kids, you still have your parents, you kind of need something that can do everything. This is it. It's not a Hyundai Palisade. It's not a Grand Highlander from Toyota. This is the lowest cost of all those options, because the Highlander could be 60 grand. The Palisade loaded is 60 grand. This is loaded. I think it's about 55. And notice you have a tow hitch on here. And that's interesting too, because the Sequoia TRD Pro that I drove last week had a tow haul mode button inside the vehicle, but it didn't have a tow hitch, which is interesting. But here we are. We have a typical receiver, 2-inch receiver. If I can get that off. There you go. Our pin goes there. Really large chain. There you go. Chain loops, receptacles, what do you want to call that? 7-pin. Yep. And it's useful because it comes with a trailer brake controller. And you'd be like, okay, Brian, all right. But let me tell you something. If you're active, you're probably going to use this. You're going to put a roof rack on it. You might put I don't know if you're going to put a kayak on top, but maybe you've got a trailer to tow with like a hunting blind or something built into it. Like maybe you just like really like this is your final stretch. You're like, I'm gonna do stuff, and this is the vehicle you're gonna use to do stuff. It's actually gonna do it. Notice this too. We actually have storage. We also have these. Those aren't ratchet straps. Those are the other kind of straps. I forget the name of them, but they actually would hook into here in your four corners, almost right there. There's another one. And then obviously both sides of the vehicle have it. So it gets more surprising because we lift up even more and we have more storage. So that's actually the tow hitch, which I thought about using, but we had rain. I couldn't go anywhere. And if we fold the seat, well, that one's actually going to hit because the front passenger's all the way back. But on the left side, this is automatic, so there's no fussing around. And you'll see if I push it down just a little bit more, there we go. Now we have a very decently flat load floor. Only my Land Rover Discovery can do that. So this vehicle, when they designed it, I'll go on a tangent here. I would not want to be a Mazda engineer because obviously I made something awesome. I engineered it to be perfect and it's one of the best vehicles out there. And then how do I improve this thing? I would be driving myself bonkers trying to improve this vehicle. It's been out for like 2 years now and I really don't see a way to make it any better. I really don't. Now, it has the trailer brake controller, but you have to keep in mind, this is the Inline 6, so it's going to tow 5,000 pounds. And it's not necessarily to the limit. I think in any vehicle, you want to go less 10%, so 4,500 pounds. And if you did go 4,500, you would need a trailer brake controller here in Texas, but under 4,000 pounds, you don't. So it's interesting that they add that to this vehicle. Even if you're never going to tow, it's worth having. 5,000 pounds is quite a lot, actually. Doesn't sound like much, but you can move a lot with that. And then the trailer brake controller being built in, well, I'll show you that in a second. Now, if you had the hybrid version, the hybrid maxes out at 3,500 pounds. And I don't know if the hybrid comes with the trailer brake controller. Here in Texas, you wouldn't need it at all. But in California, I think you do. It's like 1,800 pounds is the cutoff. So because they are headquartered in California, Mazda's headquartered in California, for now at least. Yeah, trailer brake controller, 5,000 pounds. I mean, what else do you want? Let's go in here. So you can see that the seat back is really far back there on the front passenger, but we can lift these up. We have heated seats in the rear, on the outboard at least. Air controls, we have our vents down here, which is great. If you got your dog back here, your dog will be happy. We have sunshades. All right, they don't fully cover the window. That always drives me nuts, meaning that we have like a gap here and a gap there. We have that red interior. Mazda leather is always really nice. It's like a Napa leather. Although in this one, this does not strike me as Napa. I'm not sure what we're doing here. Vented seats in the front, and Mazda does have the best vented seats in the industry. You turn on that vent, air just comes flowing through the seats. The only other car that comes close to this is the Lexus LC500. And that was the best Lexus ever made. Stepping inside, pardon the dirt. It's kind of dirty, I've been using it. We have a very familiar layout to the CX70 because it very much mimics the CX90. The only thing I dislike here is this corner. Here's the trailer brake controller, which is built in. The problem with this corner, and man have I done it, is every time I get in the car, I go like this, and my knee will hit it. Or if I go in this way, this is the worst way, because I usually hit my knee on the inside, which is super painful. It goes right underneath my kneecap. That corner, oh boy, that hurts. So I have to get in here gingerly. So, yeah, don't want any injuries. I'm getting old. So if you are old, watch out for that corner. All right, so here we go. Do we have a window sticker? Can you tell me the price? It's like the price is right. Are you all ready? Notice too the fuel economy, which is really important these days. 25 combined, 28 highway. And I'll let you know what I've been getting. Here we go. Look at this. There's the 2026 CX70, red Napa leather, jet black mica exterior, Turbo S Premium. Whoops, sorry there. Turbo S Premium. So this is the top of the line version of this CX70. And they're only doing it for $56,000, which includes the delivery fee, which is pretty high these days, but you know, everything is. Except for me, I'm not that high. But yeah, this is what we get. And you can pause this anywhere you want to look at that window sticker, but it actually includes the towing. You see that? 5,000 pound towing capacity. So the option here is the Premier Towing Set, which doesn't really explain what that means, but it's only $215, so you better get it. Oh wait, sorry, no, it's $900, so you better get it. The retractable cargo cover, which is that roller shade, is $215. So I didn't see the cargo organizer in here, but you know, whatever. 360-degree view monitor, see-through view, trailer hitch view. It's, you know, you might as well just get it, you know, because it's really the only option on here that's why wouldn't you get it? And if you were budget conscious, maybe you can get the non-turbo S Premium. I'm sure that the inline six, regardless, tows the same amount. So let's start it up. It's very smooth, very capable. What I want to do though is show you right away. I've been driving this thing. I pretty much drove a whole tank on it. Thanks Mazda for paying for the fuel here. I'm gonna leave it with that fuel when you pick it up today. It does have Android Auto and Apple CarPlay. It is wireless. We still have controls here, which are great. You can actually use your thumb on this wheel to just go back, right? So you could scroll through, you could hit back. You know, Android Auto, Apple CarPlay, those things are very basic on every vehicle. It's the same thing, so it's not that exclusive. Wirelessly it is, and then it eats my battery, but we have a wireless battery charger right there. So it does make things much more pleasant to use. Here we have a pretty shallow bin, but 2 USB-C ports, and obviously our cup holders right here. And a mommy blogger left her hair thing in there. It's gross. Anyway, what I want to talk about is the fuel economy. So if I go to info, you'll see we're going to scroll through here. We're going to get to there. I've averaged 22.2 mpgs, driving like a complete moron, because that's what I do. I have to like push these cars to the limits. I'm the one flooring the car off the lights. I'm the one braking really hard. I'm the one in the rain, not doing donuts here, but making a hard right turn, noticing that the rear end on this Mazda SUV will actually step out. Mazda gives a little bit of fun in here, and that's the difference. If you love pushing a car to its limits, the Mazda loves you back. I don't think the Hyundai ain't doing that. Nothing's doing that for you these days. Maybe the Dodge Durango, which I owned one purposely in rear-wheel drive only, just so I could have it step out, but it was more like a budget Mercedes at that point because it had the Hemi V8, but you know, those days are gone. Now we've got this inline 6 from Mazda, which is their first inline 6 engine, their own developed one. It's not some, you know, B58 BMW that they stuff in all these other cars. This is Mazda's own inline 6, and it sounds great. So what I'm going to do is turn this off so you don't hear the fan. Roll the windows down. And it's a turbo. So it does have this thing which is irrelevant these days, but it's iStop. That's the intelligent way for it to turn the engine off and manage. It's like a mild hybrid. Well, it is a mild hybrid. So during driving, you could be at 50 miles an hour or whatever, and the engine will actually shut off. Likewise, when you come up to a red light, the engine will shut off. I find it right now, I wish they had more power. I wish it had a little bit more electric gusto, because it seems like I can feel the transition in between electric and gas, and it seems to not be enough power for me. I feel like a sluggish lurch or something going on, because my foot is made out of lead, and I know Mazdas are great for people with lead feet like me, but it's just not quite as smooth as I want it to be. But at a red light and whatever, you know, what I usually do is turn it off, because this is not the plug-in hybrid with the different air conditioning. Here in Texas, when it gets hot and the engine shuts off, the AC stops running to the best performance. So, you know, you don't want to be in 80, 90, 100 degree weather and have no AC. But today it's 76, and today we're at the lake. So let me do this. I'm going to go to home. We're going to go to the Mazda apps. And then, let's see. Let's do this. We're going to go to Mazda. We don't need to see my calendar. There we go. So this is what the normal Mazda one looks like when you don't sync your phone or don't use Android Auto, Apple CarPlay, because I also don't rely on those apps either. But you do have navigation built into the vehicle too, and it's not a subscription. And you can see here the map is decent, and you don't have to pay to use it. It's better than the Toyota Highlander, okay? So let's give it some gas and hear it. So it moves, as you can tell. You know, plenty of power here. And I haven't towed with it, but I would imagine towing would probably drop those MPGs down a little bit more, and especially when you're definitely at the 2,000 pound mark, and if you have a cargo trailer, you know, all of that's going to be working against you. But these days, I would just, sort of like during COVID, the 2020 to 2022 period, when the manufacturers had very few cars on the lots, Mazda didn't have that problem. Mazda had cars. I did a video about that. Mazda dealers were not gouging people. Mazda dealers had plenty of cars to sell, so they didn't have to mark anything up. And I would like you to share your experience in the comments below if that was your experience with Mazda, because I certainly remember buying my Land Rover in 2023, knowing that I was going to get a Mazda CX-5 or the Land Rover. And the Mazda CX-5s actually still sell today, and they have a great resale value, as opposed to my Land Rover. Let's roll these windows up. So there we go. It's a beautiful day here in Texas. We're driving a great car for road trips, a great car for your family, a great car that can tow 5,000 pounds, and it doesn't have, well, it is a nice suspension, I'm going to say that, but it doesn't have any gimmicks in the suspension to get it to tow that weight. And it's a very stable vehicle, super stable, and it almost feels like it has four-wheel steering, but I can confirm and deny at the same time the four-wheel steering. And the air conditioning is good. You have plenty of controls here. It is a great car for the money. And if you pass this up and it's not on your short list, you are a complete moron, and you should not be watching my channel. And if you are a moron, just type moron in the comments section so that we know who you are. Thanks for liking and subscribing. I really appreciate it. More to come. And this is a vehicle I would buy if I had a need for a new car. And, you know, you never know. Like, your car could get totaled today, and then you're like, well, crap, now what do I do? You go out and you get a Mazda CX70. And do you really need a third row? I've never really seen anyone use their third row. It's just sort of like some token thing. I remember even minivans. Remember back in the day, like the minivans that were smaller than that, but were still as ugly? They had the third row seating that you can actually remove. Same with the Ford Expedition back in the day. And what did people do? They just removed the seats and put them in their garage, right? So I wouldn't doubt that third row in that minivan has never been used. But, you know, they do have that large cargo area. But this is a very large cargo area too. Do you really need a frickin' minivan? I'm gonna say no. All right, well, I really appreciate it. Thank you for watching. They're coming to pick this car up any minute now, and I get really nervous when they get close to my shooting time and I have very low fuel. But I'm very satisfied with this vehicle, and you know how picky I can get. I mean, just watch some of my videos. Look at my comments, man. I wish you could sort by worst rated videos, because those are the people that really disagree with me the most, and I love those people. Those people are fun to deal with. And of course, like, this isn't the only interior you get, actually. If you get a different choice of interiors, they have different, like a different theme. And I remember meeting Ian Hedge, the interior designer for the CX70 and the 90. And yeah, I have a video on that, how to become an automotive designer, which you should watch as well. So thank you for watching. Like, subscribe, and I'm gonna make sure they're not in my driveway or whatever. Okay, or we're just gonna go for a swim. Swim with the fishes. I'm ending it right there, because I don't know what else you need to know. I mean, if there is something else you need to know, leave it in the comments. But really, if it can tow 5,000 pounds, and if it has an inline V6, and it's a mild hybrid, and it's a turbo, like, do you really need the stats? what are you going to do with knowing that it has like 15.2 inch brake rotors? Do you really care about that? I don't know anyone who cares about the size of the brake rotors or how many pistons are in that caliper or anything. What's the fuel economy? What's the monthly payment? How much am I going to get hosed by the dealer? And what's the service like, right? Like, those are the main things. That's all you really need to know. And then, do I like it? Does it look good and does it fit me well? You know, like, yes, it does. And the vented seats are awesome too. We just put that button on there, and then, woof, the air flows. Yeah, it's pretty genius here. And comfortable. There we go. Now we're moving along and the engine is off. I was just trying to get that going there for you. So thanks for watching. See you in the next video.